Hey everyone, this is Javi with Javier Hurtado Realty. Today we have a special guest, a friend of mine, a personal friend. We actually grew up together a little bit and we had a good time back in the day. But right now we have Chris Acevedo over at ReelEnvision. Chris,
How you doing? Thanks for having me today.
you're welcome. So to give you guys some context, Chris, as we were growing up, he's always been creative. He's always been artistic, and man, this guy's stylish. I mean, look at him right now. He's wearing like super chill clothing, but he still looks cool. Chris actually started his own photography line, photography, videography, and producing. So, Chris, do you want to talk anything about that before we get started in this cool little interview kind of thing?
No, no, for sure. So yeah, I run my own production company called ReelEnvision, and what my company helps to do is create brand cohesion and brand identities for businesses throughout Boston. And I mainly work with restaurants and breweries, things like that. But I've been wanting to branch out to do different types of businesses, like even help markets as like hotels, to kind of create commercial packages for, people that want to travel to locations to see something new, or I don't know, just experience, what it would be like to be in that establishment. But
Cool.
I'm always like on the move and always doing something different. Like one week I could be filming a restaurant, and next week I could be filming a music festival. And I think really just kind of merging all these things together is what's kind of helped me, I don't know, continue to keep doing it.
That's exciting, man. I know. Time ago, you were telling me you did Boston Calling. You did a bunch of shows. You did shows with what's this guy's name? The rapper that you really like?
Um Cautious Clay, well, he's not a rapper,
Cautious
but
Clay. Yeah,
I guess an R&B artist.
yeah. R&B. I haven't heard much of his music to be honest with you. I just know that you were super excited about it, and I was so happy for you, dude. So this
Thank you,
guy's
man.
doing big stuff. I do want to ask you, what inspired you to start your own business, Chris?
So interestingly enough, after college, I went to college as a media production. So my field was media production,
Hmm.
and I originally wanted to do television and get into like that type of realm. So I got into it, and it wasn't my favorite. And then I kind of even went to a little bit of radio. So I kind of
Hmm.
experienced like the whole TV radio portion, which is kind of like the old media, which is already kind of dying out around that time. So I learned
Yeah.
about freelancing, and I really saw that as like an opportunity to kind of like really get out there and just one, challenge myself on one, how to speak to people, and then two, like really show businesses and people like what I'm able to actually do with like a vision in mind.
Okay. All right, awesome. And I guess we'll dive into this next question. And you kind of talked about it a little bit, but if you could go in more detail, like who you worked with and things like that. But what kind of businesses do you work with and who do you do collaborations with?
So a lot of the businesses I work with are restaurants, and mainly restaurants because I feel like it's an easy way to kind of show a business like, okay, like here's how your social media is looking. And with enough time, and like let's say I have a contract with like Crazy Good Kitchen or Legal Seafoods, like you kind of begin to see like the development of like an actual brand identity
Hmm.
of something that's more cohesive. So I honestly work with all types of businesses. Like sometimes I work with smaller restaurants. Other times I work with bigger corporations. Like last year, I was contracted with um, oh my God, what's this company called? Oh, PPX Hospitality Brands. So this
Okay.
business owns Legal Seafoods, Smith& Wesson, and Strega. What I did was I was like their third party production for their online branding for a little bit.
Hmm.
So they had their marketing, and then I would just kind of supply the content that they would need.
Okay.
So I did that for a little bit last year, and that's just an example of like some of the collaborations and also clients I work with. My biggest client and my favorite client is Lumix, which I'm actually repping their hat right now. So Lumix is Panasonic's camera division, which is similar to that of like Canon, Sony, Fujifilm, and Nikon. And Lumix is one of the five, camera brands.
Yeah.
And I signed like a contract with them in 2022, where essentially I kind of became like a brand ambassador, and me like several other people,
Yeah, we
and we
talked
get
about
to
that. It's really
yeah,
sick.
yeah. So we thank you, man. We get to go on some pretty cool trips every so often.
That's
But
so sick.
one of the coolest things is I'm able to get their latest camera gear from lenses to even actual camera bodies and really testing out the gear. Like I had legit, like I own two other cameras that I bought with my
Mhm.
own money a couple years ago. They sent me three other cameras within the last year and like maybe four other lenses. And I don't even know what to do with half these items. I'm like, I had this is too much camera for me. So I'm like, here, test this out. Tell like friends I want to like, learn and use like Lumix
And you give
cameras.
them really good feedback on it, right? You tell them, hey, this is great, this is awesome, and this needs some work. So it's like you're pretty much like one of their trial technicians.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's been pretty cool. And like they last year they flew no, dang. Yeah, last year in March they flew us up to New York to kind of first meet the team. And there we
Mhm.
met like the um the Japan team, the US team, and the UK team from Panasonic, and like the engineers of the actual cameras were there. So I think one of the coolest aspects of that is that my voice is actually heard. And it's not just me, it's like me and like 19, 20 other people that actually go to these trips because our voices really kind of change the
Yeah,
cameras going forward. And I feel very fortunate to be a part of it.
that's exciting. That is a big deal. I didn't know that much, so that was really cool.
Thanks, man. So yeah, that was in March, and then we just had a trip in Ojai, California in November, and that was pretty cool. Where we got to test out, not even test out, we tested out like a lens or two. But what
Hmm.
was cool was like we were basically just getting to know each other outside of just meetings, and we were all just put in different challenges, and it was just kind of nice to really get to know people personally, and that was one of the coolest trips of last year. Crazy fact about it was we ended up at Johnny Cash's house.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
You
we were
guys
at
ended up at Johnny Cash's house?
Johnny Cash's house, his actual house. There's a photo of Elvis and him together. It's his actual ranch, and it's not open to the public. I guess the way I view it is it might be for big businesses that have meetings, and it's
Yeah.
legit at the top of a mountain.
Holy smokes. That's
It was
so
one of the
cool.
coolest experiences I've ever had.
Dude, I guess right now, I guess I'll ask you, dude, what made you so passionate about this field, like videography, photography, productions? Like, what made you so passionate about it?
Man, like legit 10 years ago, right when I met you,
Yeah,
about to be 11.
yeah.
I remember I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. Like I knew I just wasn't the type of person to just be sitting in an office all day. And the first semester of college, like I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I took a bunch of different electives. One of them was communications, media production,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of opened my eyes to like videography. But what's interesting is I feel like the time that I actually went to college was like the perfect time because social media was already a thing, but it wasn't like where it is now, where it's so heavy focused.
Mm-hmm.
And I eventually got a camera in 2016, and that literally changed my life. And I just never went back to just not having a camera. Like I can bring my camera everywhere, every trip, every type of shoot, even in the city. You see me with a backpack. My back hurts all the time,
You
but I
do have
just
a
can't.
backpack
I just
on.
can't help it. Like I think one capturing moments and seeing people really like the work that I do makes me
Mhm.
happy, and I think it just inspires me to continue to do more with that. And I want to help businesses out as well. Like I've been very lucky to not just kind of have some clients in Boston, but like I even have clients in Orlando, Florida, where like every year, like I'm helping businesses down there as well. So it's been pretty cool because like I can make money down there, I can make money up here. But I think I've just had a passion of just like really trying to push myself and get out of my own comfort zone.
I like to hear
And I'm
that.
still continuing.
I like to hear that. So not staying in your comfort zone. That's been like a lot of things that people talk about. Oh, I'm comfortable here, I'm comfortable there. And I see so many people with so much potential, like you. And I'm not saying that you're not pushing past your comfort zone. I'm saying that you have so much potential and you're pushing to get towards that potential. Like you have so much more too. And we all do.
Yeah.
So, not being in your comfort zone is the 2024 slogan, I guess. Stay out of your
Oh yeah.
comfort zone. Slogan every year.
Slogan every year.
Yeah. So, what do you think people are going to benefit from your services, from your photography, videography?
I think being able to get some, I think getting cohesive looking content that not only looks good, but also I really do try to put my best effort into every project that I make.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to make everything intentional as well. Like I know people would think like videography now is a bit easier, but think about it. Like after I've been doing this for 7 years now, 2 years fully on my own, but I think being able to get good service, like I mean, I really try to get what I really want to get the customer to get like a happy video or a happy photo shoot. It sounds like childish. I want them to get like the best looking content that I could possibly provide for them.
Yeah.
And
So,
I think yeah, I mean, really, that's pretty much it.
okay. And now here's a big question. What do you want to accomplish in 2024? Since we talked about the whole year 2024, what do you want to accomplish this year? What's your goals?
So I have a couple. One of them being I actually want to create 3 to 4 short documentary style content.
Mm-hmm.
I made one project last year and I did it for free, but it was actually my favorite project like of the entire year, one of them. And I really just want to be able to have people tell their stories. And I think that's one thing I want to pivot to like
You
this
told me
year.
about this project. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
talk
So
more
I
about
want
it.
to work with like either a business owner or like a chef and really have and that person who loves what they do have their
Mm-hmm.
story told. Like one of the goals I'm trying to do is work with the head chef of the Contessa. I want to have what drives them to be the best chef in the world or the best in
Yeah.
Boston. You know what I mean? And I
Mm-hmm.
always find that like very intriguing and just the way it's directed and I don't know. It's just this, you know what it is? It's also not just advertising because I think that's what I'm also capable of. I think
Mm-hmm.
I could go beyond advertising and really tell stories.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'm trying to challenge myself to do is at least four, if not four, then 2 or 3. But that is one of my goals.
Okay. That's exciting. I know that I've realized, and I don't know if you've realized this as well, but every time you talk to somebody who's like the best at what they do, or they're very passionate about what they do, they have a certain like energy aura around them that
Mm,
they just do it. I don't know what they do. It's just they got it. They got it. That's the thing. They got it.
they got it.
They got it.
They got it, man.
So I'll leave you guys with one thing here, and I'll ask Chris this question. If you had to pick one project that is your most memorable project, something that's like it holds close to your heart, I think you might have talked about it. I'm not sure, but what's the one project you've done that is just so special to you?
That's a good question. I have a good amount. I would personally say, I don't know. I have like a good amount. I have like 2 or 3. One of them though is actually one I did last year.
Uh-huh.
I got to shoot for this band called Mint Green from Boston Calling.
Okay.
And funny that I just met this person randomly, like in January, like about a year ago.
Hmm.
And she was just performing at this place I was at. And, we just had a small conversation. And then later on, as the months went by, she's like, I'm actually performing at Boston Calling. Like, would you be down to like cover it? I'm like, yeah, of course. And for me, it was almost like a full circle moment because the first time I went to Boston Calling was in 27, oh gosh, sorry, 2017. And it was that was like the first year like I had my camera. So I was still kind of learning and I just wasn't where I'm at now. And to kind of come to actually get invited this time around to actually cover like an actual artist was like pretty cool. It was like a full circle moment. Because the first time, I forget what I was doing there. I was able to bring my camera. I think I just knew someone that let me in.
Yeah.
And I didn't really specifically cover anyone, but like I had full access like this time around for
Yeah.
like 3 days straight. It was like incredible.
That's sick.
Um, and I think it just really goes to show that like how much effort and how much hard work I put into what I'm doing. I'm not the best, but like I think I think I have a way of communicating with people, and I think I have a way of delivering the work and
Yeah.
showing for it.
Well, I can say I've seen a lot of your work and it's really great content. Like it really illustrates the business well, like the company that you're filming for. And I can tell you from people that I know that have personally used your services as well as you have really good services. You have really good content. Just so you guys
Appreciate
know,
it.
he filmed my intro commercial. At the intro of this video, he filmed that commercial for me, and it was actually super cool.
Oh man, what was that? That was a couple years ago now.
That was a couple years ago. I was
I've
using
gotten better,
the
man. I've
bald
gotten
head
better.
kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I've improved even more now. Like there's other things I look for now that I didn't before. It's crazy. You just learn so much constantly, you
Yeah,
know.
that's the same thing in every field, right? In real estate, I mean, you think that you've learned a lot, but then you realize like this much you've learned, and then there's so much that you can learn
More
more,
to
you
it.
know?
Yeah,
And I mean, you've really grown a lot as well.
appreciate it, man.
So, Chris, I mean, is there any last message you want to leave anybody with here who's watching this?
I think for the people that are always looking to try something new, I think you should go for it because you never know where it could lead to. As someone before I even got into freelancing or even having my own company, I think I think I was just afraid of taking that step to actually do it and that I would be so judged. I think you kind of just have to take a risk sometimes. And that's like one of the best things I've ever done.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
No, anytime,
We
man.
appreciate that, everybody watching here. So,
I
uh,
appreciate it, dude.
we want to thank you guys for checking out this video. We're very grateful. Chris's information is going to be linked below, so you can find his website, his email, his contact number. Check out his work. So definitely, and also his handle. I'm going to put his Instagram handle, so he puts some things with some projects that he does. So if you guys want any more information, please see below. But we thank you guys for checking us out, and you guys have a great day.
Thanks, man. Take care.